The RSA chase. Now, there are definite views on Long Run, who's now the clear favourite, Gary, isn't he? I mean, he's now taken over as favourite from Punchestown. There's been a few little murmurs about him, but the general view about, you know, Long Run, will he jump round safely? There's definite brilliance there, but what's your view?
Well, what's going to happen with Punchestown? He's not a certain runner now, is he? Punchestown, so 11-4, the best price Long Run, but Sam Worley-Cohen, everybody sort of runs him down and says he's no good, but he always seems to get them home, and, you know, I go point to point in as well, like a lot of the, you know, customers here this evening. And, you know, I still think there's nothing wrong with Sam Worley-Cohen.
What's your view, Paddy, on Sam? Oh, there's a silence there.
No, Sam, it's a big ask for Sam, because if he wins, he should have won, and if he gets beat, he's fault. So I do think he's under an awful lot of pressure. You know, the horse when he won at Kempton, geez, he literally bolted with him for 2 circuits, and he still won well. He must be a machine.
And at Warwick next time, it wasn't without blemish. Was
he looked beat, didn't he, with Warwick last time, Rob?
Well,
he did look, but he was a short price. He was very, very short at one stage. Well, he drifted on the machine at one stage, and I just think Long Run. I just think, you know, what's going to happen with Punchestown? Is it going to run or not? Then you think he'll turn up Punchestown?
The machine says it will run.
Yeah, I still fancy the Jolly myself. I'll be with Long Run, and
I think they're lining it up. I think they're plotting out for the Welsh Nationals.
And we'll be at Canal Street in Manchester. We'll be celebrating with a jockey in Canal Street in Manchester.
Yeah, remember last time we didn't get any money, did we, me and you?
What's the couch view on Long Run?
Again, so I agree with Paddy about poor Sam Worley-Cohen. I was doing a panel slagging him off the other night, saying, you know, again, he's not a professional jockey. I mean, he's not a Paddy Brennan, he's not a Tony McCoy, he's not a Barry Gale. Warwick, what I couldn't understand was the fact that he always kept jumping to the right, so Sam went on his outside. It was fucking brain dead, wasn't it? That's when he drifted on the machine. I mean, he's been to public school. If an horse jumps right, you go on his inside, didn't you? And he kept taking him onto the outside. Sam, you know, but you're right about the way he works at home. He works at home with, you know, all the best of Henderson's 2 milers. That's why, well, Nicky's not an idiot. He wanted to run it in the Arkle. So he said to the old man, you know, run it at Warwick over 2 miles, watch it bolt up, and then we're running the Arkle. But that plan B never worked. Poor old Nicky scratching his head. It never worked. But he's a very, very good horse. But I was told when he come from France, I don't know if you've heard any of these French horses, Paddy, that when they come from France, the fence is a lot different in France. I've never actually been right. I went to Auteuil once by mistake. I was supposed to go to Longchamp. Said to this French driver, Vite Cheval, Jack the Lad Light, the old fucking geezer turns up. We all pile out of the cab at the wrong fucking place. We're all at Auteuil, we should be at Longchamp for the art. Cheers, cats, they said. Long walk round that fucking forest as well. Then women kept coming out. I think there were women out the trees anyway. Anyway, getting back to this, I can't have the horse at the price with Whaley coming on, because I think these French horses, if you watch the Kempton video, he hurdles so many of the fences, and that's what they do in France. They jump and Paddy, and they just brush through them, don't they? Yeah. They're not like over here, you know, they're really stiff. And if you watch the Kempton, when he comes to the second last, they actually did well to stay on it, Whaley Cohen in the Feltham, didn't he? Yeah. And it's the same at Warwick. He kept hurdling so many fences, because that's what he's been learned to do at France. Henderson's tried to get in jumping probably, but he's got so much pace, the horse, but I think he's a short price. I think the horse in this race is Nicky Henderson's 3rd string, Burton Paul, apparently gone and ridden by Tony McCoy. Now this horse started off beating Massasoir at Bangor, and according to my connection, Henderson just doesn't stop improving. He won at Ascot again, he won really well. He's 20-1 at the moment. I think he's a massive player, especially with AP on board for Trevor Hemmings. Of course, old Henderson, crafty old Henderson, wants to run it at Aintree. Hemmings said, no, we're running it in the Southern Alliance, and poor Nicky's now got 3 in the race. But I think at 20-1, he's definitely overpriced.
Yeah, he's 20-1 as well.
He beat Nokara Bow, as did Weird Al. Where would you stand on him?
Again, I just think Paddy rode in that race with Pigeon Island, Paddy, didn't you? I just don't think the form's good enough for that Cheltenham run. I mean, I love it to win for Ian Williams. I think he's a terrific trainer, but I don't think his form's good enough for Robert, to be honest with you.
You were only beaten 2 lengths by when you were on Pigeon Island by Weird Al.
Yeah, and obviously Weird Al, I won on him at Wetherby. I think he's very good. He's definitely got a chance, but just going back to Long Run, I think what Long Run proved to me at Warwick is he's not Kato Star, because he's won at Tingle Creek and he's exceptional. I think that for me was there, but if he jumps like he did around Kempton and Warwick, he won't win an RSA.
He won't win.
No. But I think Punchestown, if they get him there sound, and you hear something different every day, but he's by far the best horse in the race.
Diamond Harry, where do you stand on him?
I don't fancy him. I don't think he gets up the hill, and he's too novice. He hasn't had enough experience, and I think he's had quite a few races this season as well.
I think, Andrew, you're Diamond Harry. You've got horses with a stable, haven't you?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, he's never never run a bad race. 9 wins, 2 third places from 11 starts. You know, he was third in the the Neptune novices hurdle last year behind Mikel Dagenot and Karabakh. Obviously, you know, you judge him solely on his jumping at Newbury, then you've got to be slightly worried. But he's got the right running style for the race. You know, he races up with the pace, and I think he can, you know, be in the first 3 or 4. So I wouldn't put anyone off backing him each way, but I'm not sure if he's quite good enough to win it, to be honest.
What do you fancy to win it?
I'm with Weapons Amnesty, or certainly was until Mark cast doubts on the form of the yard. He won the Albert Bartlett last year. Record over 3 miles or further, 3 wins, a short-head second in a Grade 1 from 5 starts, and a 5th at Aintree, only beaten about 5 lengths after hating the track and pulling too hard all the way round. So he's been to the festival before and done it. I think he's around about a 9 or 10 to 1 shot, and he strikes me as the value. Long run, you've got to worry about him getting up the hill, first time on an undulating track. You know, he strikes me more as an Aintree horse.
Gavin, have you had a bet in the race? You're going to tell us what.
Yeah, I have actually. We'll start. I wouldn't mind talking about long run just for a minute. I can't get it out of my head. The horse is obviously high class, but the man on board. I mean, if this was the horse is a 5-year-old for a start off, and he's getting a £1 weight allowance, weight for age, and add that to the fact that he should be claiming 5, the amateur rider. And that equates to me as being £4 of overweight. Some people look at it differently. I look at it as a handicap.
So you don't like him?
No, and also for me with long run, it is the track and the ground as well. I wouldn't be sure if this thing will love good ground. He might do in a year's time, but most of his form at the moment is on soft. The one I'm with and I'm all over is Punchestown's. I just think that this thing's a weapon. And he'll take the beating. I just think he'll just cruise round. Weird Al in this race should be 20 to 1 on what he's beaten. He beat the Rotting Corpse, Pigeon Island, no offence, Paddy. The horse used to be decent. First time out, and five dreamt of Paul Nichols's.
We've got a non-fence sitter anyway on the panel.
Many white coats are coming for you, my old China. I'll tell you what, you carry on like this, you'll get a job on Channel 4.
So what are you back, Gavin?
Along with Lady Gaga.
Are you back Punchestown's?
Yeah, I have backed Punchestown's. I think he'll take the beating. People will say about the downhill fence at Sandown, but...
what about him getting there? About the old bad feet?
Well, he's actually... A couple of years ago, he said that the horse used to have a problem all the time with ripping off shoes. And I think that's what he's done this time. He's just ripped his shoe off and they've made it public and shafted us all. But
by being honest.
Yeah.
It's not good these trainers being honest. It's no good for the game, is it?
Yeah, but I think he would have gone off at 7 to 4 if this all hadn't happened.
Gavin, how do you think Long Run would run in the Welsh National then?
No.
Will you ride him, Paddy?
I think he's going to be up against Masterminded, actually, because we're going to come to the champion chase.
Diamond. What I will say about Diamond Harry, people say he's not good enough. I think this thing's a high-class horse, but he's a high-class horse on soft. The day he gets soft ground, he'll take some beating against most horses, I think.
Going back to Diamond Harry's, Andy, you'd have all the trends now. Do you not think he's a stone better fresh?
Yeah, definitely. You look at his record first time
up this year, I thought it was a Stayers Hurdles.
Yeah, that's right. But he could have gone round again. Timmy Murphy struggled to pull him up when he won that valuable fixed brush hurdle at Haydock.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And he's beaten Burton Port, of course, who's then gone on to win his next 3 starts.
I think he's one of those who just took him by surprise. But all I've been told is improved. And again, on the book with Diamond Harry, he's a million. But it is over fences. And I don't think Diamond Harry is such a good horse fresh, like, you know. Maybe next year might just run him first in the Welsh National.
Yeah, I do fancy him for that, though. I fear Pigeon Island.
You fear Pigeon Island?
And Andrew, what do you think about him needing soft to be high class, Diamond Harry?
I think he pretty much goes on anything, as he showed when third in the the 2.5 hurdle last year. But Timmy Murphy's still angry with himself over that race, and still thinks he would have been second if he'd ridden him slightly differently. So, but I think Diamond Harry will be in the first 3 or 4.